All right, guys. Well, in case you haven't heard, I come to you bearing terrible news. It brings me great sorrow and no joy to inform each and every one of you it's been an incredible ride, MVPs. Thank you for all the support. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Who wants to load up and play some Shaggy versus Jake? Players will be able to enjoy the game offline for this foreseeable future. Visit our blog post and FAQ for more details. Thank you for the support throughout this journey. Guys, a moment of silence, please.
Trumpet.
It was a moment. Listen, I haven't talked about MultiVersus for months because I don't want to punch down, okay? It was fine when the game first came out, and I was like, wow, this kind of sucks. And for like a week after, I was trying to be nice, but clearly they were struggling, and we're going to talk about how, but I didn't want to keep talking about it. But today, I want to talk, and maybe I'll get my licks in, because I have some stuff to say. This is a fucked up and cursed genre. For some reason, nobody can get this right. Let me tell you a story, okay? This is the first time I ever heard of MultiVersus, okay? The first time I ever heard of it, I was at Summit, and I'm not going to tell you who told me because I don't want to get this person in trouble. It was Summits and Summits ago. Someone came up to me, and they said, have you heard about the new Smash game? And I said, no. And they said, you know the, like, Shaggy meme, you know, Ultra Instinct thing? The Mortal Kombat guys are making one. We were like, what? Think about, like, Gandalf, and it's a 2v2 game, and Shaggy can make a sandwich, and Gandalf can eat the sandwich and heal. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it sounded like the coolest thing I had ever heard at the moment.
All games that get called Smash Killers are destined to die themselves.
Well, here's the thing. So this was before Nickelodeon, too. So we knew Nickelodeon was on the horizon, I think. And then when I heard about this, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. Finally, we could get out from Nintendo's boot. Finally, we have more options. Nickelodeon's coming out, and then this will happen. It's going to be an awesome time. Now, both of them have swung twice. Both of them have had 2 swings, and they keep whiffing. Nickelodeon 1 was a nonsense crackhead game, which I loved, but nobody's playing it. Nickelodeon 2 is honestly a very good game, but it doesn't have the spark. MultiVersus 1 was a great game, I think, but nobody wanted to play it because it was very unapproachable and too fast. And MultiVersus 2 is big ass and the worst of all of them. But that is how I first got introduced to MultiVersus. Now, in case you guys didn't know, and this is true, I don't talk about this much because it's embarrassing. MultiVersus is my #2 most played game on Steam. I was a huge TF2 guy, but I was like in college at that time. I don't remember when TF2 came out, but like I had a lot more free time. MultiVersus, I think it came out when I was like 30. But regardless, I played a lot of MultiVersus. Mostly in the beta, but I did play a bunch. Even when the game first came out, I tried the riffs, I did everything. I really did try. And the way that this all started, I will never forget the day MultiVersus came out. We knew MultiVersus was coming out. I don't remember what day it was, but I do remember the feeling because I went to bed after streaming the night before. And I said, all right, I'll wake up and I'll stream MultiVersus like in the middle of the day. I log on to look at MultiVersus on Twitch. I see Hungrybox with 80,000 viewers. What? I don't know if that was the exact number. It was something, it might have been 50K. It was an unbelievable number. And so I got on right away. Why? Because the first day of this game was unbelievable. I had a 13-hour stream. I played the shit out of this game. And you know what? I loved it. In case you guys haven't seen old MultiVersus gameplay, you probably don't know what the fuck is going on. It doesn't really make a lot of sense if you've never played it. But I can tell you, if you played the game, this is the most fun thing you've ever done. This looks awful. I gotta tell you, it is cracked to play. It is extremely fun to play. Not always. Velma was a son of a bitch. Bugs Bunny, a son of a bitch. There were some dumb characters, but on the whole, very fun. There were some problems with the game. One of the reasons I chose this tournament, Lost Tech City was a tournament that was on the Panda Cup, so I was there for my job. This was one of the first MultiVersus offline LANs. They weren't ready for that. There were a lot of issues with the game that we could just go on all day and night and talk about. But one of them was that it was clearly made with online in mind. So when you had 4 people like this on like keyboards or controllers or whatever, the game was not set up to have 4 people playing it with controllers or keyboards or anything like that. I want you guys to understand, I was working this event as like a production guy. Shit was on fire in the back. This tournament had, I think, like an hour in between matches because they didn't know what to do. They couldn't set it up. Every time they tried to do it, there were new bugs and issues, and they didn't have ways to do it. So, like, in the back, we're all panicking because it takes an hour and a half to get a game running. Yeah, we were panicking in the back because, like, I'm trying to work on Panda on the team, and I'm like, hey, what do we have to do to speed this up? And they're like, we don't know what to do. So there's a lot of bugs and issues with the game, right? And I don't want to, I don't want to single anybody out. I'm not trying to direct hate or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But I can't tell you how funny it was to watch people find stuff in the game and to see a constant barrage of tweets from the game's public face. Tony was the public face of the game. He was the guy who kind of was the guy who was the player first head, right? So he was the guy who was supposed to be sort of the forward-facing marketing guy who's there to address player concerns and be there for other people and say what they're working on. The problem, though, he would reply to, like, everything. Like, somebody would be like, wow, Taz's tornado is so OP, I don't know what to do about it, at Tony Wynn. And he would be like, that's an interesting thought. What do you think we should do? I think you should give it a 30-second cooldown. And then you would see the patch notes, and it'd be like, Taz's tornado now has a 20-second cooldown. And it's like, we took player feedback into account, but we want to give Taz players something. So Taz, who is this, like, comparatively, he's kind of ass, is still getting nerfed because the player base is just not great. It's new players, right? It's new players into the genre. They don't know what they're doing, and that's okay. They're courting a new player base. They're trying to get new people in. Remember this for later. I need you to remember that new player base thing for later because it comes back to bite them. Tony is responding to everybody, and he's like, he's trying to be cool. He's telling them, yeah, maybe we'll fix this stuff. There are some bugs that came out, and he was like, what do you think we should do about it? Do you think we should keep it in the game? He's trying to be the cool, you know, player, actually a player first. He's trying to let people know that he's there, he's listening. And listen, as bad as it was, I'm glad Eon is in the chat because I saw Eon's tweet about this. We did have some good times. Batman got a new windscreen during a tournament. Check this out.
Yeah, I just wonder if there was no resources at that point. I swear text was just on the platform there. But even regardless...
Oh, hell no. Batman hit the girl. Hell no. He got a new windscreen. Leak. Next season. Does anybody have the tweet? Oh, my God. That fucking tweet with the play again, not this time. I think it was Lunk. Oh, no. It was Gonder. Does it Gonder? Gonder was you. I'm sorry. This fucking... I remember Lunk did one of these. The fucking not this time, every time is so fucking funny to me. We were something in the weighing all the time. Guys, I can't tell you how magical the beta for MultiVersus was. Something was special here. I remember this tourney. You know what's insane? I could talk about this now. This tournament, we organized the day of. I got hit up by a production company. They told me, they were like, we want to run a MultiVersus tournament, and we have a big bag from Intel, but we need to do it like next week. And I'm like, okay. Now, somewhere along the line, wires got crossed because they told me, hey, we're going to pay you a lot of money to run this tournament on your channel. Can you do it? And I'm like, yeah. And I thought that they were supplying the players and like getting all the infrastructure and stuff. They did not. So an hour before the tournament, they're like, hey, where's the tournament? And I'm like, where are the players? And they said, didn't you do it? And I'm like, no. So the next day, I put out a tweet like, hey, who wants to be in a tournament? And you know what? The MultiVersus community showed up. And I got a fat bag, and I shared it with Charles and Eons and everybody else, and we all made money. I was happy. I got to give some money out to the community. It was great. What I did was I was like, okay, let me get the best player for every character. So I think Tax from the stream was in it. I think Zork from the stream was in it. I was trying to share the wealth. That's what I tried to Robin Hood this shit. I held the tournament. It was awesome. We got a big bag from Intel. Charles made some. It was awesome. It was good. Didn't share it with me? Yeah, you should have won, jackass. That's what you get for playing Taz. But this tournament and the beta of MultiVersus was a magical time. However, there was a character that created issues. And a character that would be a problem later. Let me introduce you to the Iron Giant. The Iron Giant is a character that is basically, the way that I would like to describe him, he's like an optional objective that you don't have to do. It's like you're making a plat fighter and there's an optional thing that it's like, you'll get more XP if you balance a game with a character that's 10 times taller than everybody else. And PFG is like, I can do that. And so they put a boss fight in the game as a normal character. So you had shit like this.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. But now this is not good. I could have had a huge lead there, especially with, Oh, hold on.
Oh! The fuck is that, man? What is this?
Oh, hold on.
Oh! By the way, this is like one of the less egregious examples. There's a lot I could have done to get out of this. This combo, honestly, was one of the more skillful ones, and I'm not joking. So anyway, MultiVersus comes out, right? And a lot of people are having a good time, and the game is special, and it feels great, but the numbers are starting to go down, and everybody could tell something's going on. Yeah, so this is June, 153. By September, it's down to, September's down to 8K, which honestly isn't bad. 8K, not bad for a fighting game, but like, it's starting to get kind of dire. They were making some mistakes. They released Spike and Gizmo from the Gremlins, along with Black Adam, because The Rock's movie was coming out. A lot of people weren't fucking with this. A lot of people just did not like this at all. I thought it was kind of neat. I didn't need both of them, but like we never got Daffy Duck. We never got Scooby-Doo. Gandalf was apparently in the talks for a while, but he got cannibalized for Morty. Apparently Harry Potter was going to be in, but that would have been at least a PR mess, but it might have helped them. You know, no publicity, bad publicity or whatever. None of it happened. And you know why? I think they were holding on to them. They needed more stuff. They needed, like, bigger drops in the future. They needed people that would bring people back. But I think instead of Black Adam, dude, I think you go Barbie. I don't know if Mattel's going to be happy because I don't know if Barbie fights. And I don't know if it's, like, hindsight to be like, well, Barbie was the biggest movie of the year. But you get Barbie and Ken. And it's like a meme character. Like, there are a lot of different things you could do. I do think that, like, the characters didn't help it, right? I don't think it hurt it too much because, again, this game is not accessible to casual players. When you watch this, your thought is not like, wow, I can do that. Your thought is, what the fuck are those people doing? What? He has a rocket and there's a sandwich and he had a pie. Where did the pie go? Yeah, there's a mouse there. What does this bottle mean? There's a snowflake. 1 out of 15 snowflakes. Baseball. Dynamite. What is Velma doing? Sass? Dude, this is nonsense. However, I will say, MultiVersus did bring one thing to the plat fighter genre that I hope every fighter does, which is put the percent next to the character. But yeah, this game is nonsense to a casual. Why is her head big? Dude, I played Velma. You would not believe how many of my friends would be like, why do I have a big head? Is that a debuff? Is that for headshots? No, it means you're smart. What does smart mean? I don't know. You have cooldown reduction. Why do I have cooldown reduction in a plat fighter? You could do more moves. I don't know. Is this a visual design issue or a character move issue to you? I think it's visual design because I think the movesets in this game were inspired, and I think that they pushed things forward in a way that, like, so many plat fighters are just like, hey guys, it's Marth. I do think the player base kind of dropped off because, like, if you're there for the initial hype, also the game, like, it's just, there's a lot going on. But I loved it to death, and all of this is to say the beta was magical. But there were issues. The characters getting dropped, Iron Giant, and again, they were courting a new player base. And again, I need you to remember that. A player base that was new to plat fighters, that didn't play plat fighters, and didn't know what they were doing. And this is not to flame those people, but it's going to come back to bite them. But anyway, so everything's going good, except the player base is kind of down, and, you don't know how it's going. And then randomly, this tweet pops up in March. MVPs, thank you for the support during open beta. Open beta? I don't know if they ever said it was a beta. Main menu? Did they say it was a beta on the menu? They did, but it'd be rolling into the full release. Okay. But they put this out, and it's...
Your feedback has been invaluable to us. We continue to be humbled by the awards the game has received.
Including Fighting Game of the Year, by the way. People got really mad about that. So yeah, they say they're going to close the game out of nowhere. And again, I want to stress, a lot of people did not know this was an open beta. They did not make it especially clear. They took it offline in June of 2023, and they were gone for a while, over a year. And everybody's like, when are they coming back? Can't wait to see what they do. It's going to be so exciting. And then we heard news in the strangest way through McDonald's toys. What? MultiVersus Happy Meal. What? Nobody knew anything about MultiVersus at this time. And then people started to think, oh, it must be coming out soon, and it is not ready. The reason that they said they took it offline was they wanted to update to Unreal Engine 5 and fix the rollback, fix the servers, do all that stuff, right? Apparently, it's way harder than we think. Unreal 5 is a bitch. Apparently, I think it was just way more. They bit off a lot more than they could chew. Which, I get it. I get it. It's not... They were kind of between a rock and a hard place, but I don't think it was worth it. But yeah, we got this news, and everybody's just kind of confused. And then MultiVersus has to take off the hood, and they're like, ha-ha! It's me, MultiVersus, and I'm coming back soon. Yeah, so they started tweeting this shit. 5.1 million views. This is in March. And they started doing this, and it was so annoying. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Mic test is a success. Check out Tony. Hey, remember this? This was us, guys. A lot of people saw it. Show the fucking game. No way I said it again, right? I was getting sick of this, man. So this was, I'm pretty sure, the first time we got to see the game again after a year. And...
Make a game that not only packs a punch, but makes a mark on the game genre we love.
That's the same game. The characters are bigger, but they're all the same characters.
Visuals and character lighting.
And the lighting's different, but this is the same game we had. There's nothing? Like, I saw the Powerpuff Girls stage. That's cool, I guess. Is the game different? Yeah, so they show the game, and everybody's like, okay, that looks like the same game. But remember, we liked the game. So we're like, okay, we all like the game. That's fine. But then a second tweet hit the timeline, and I will never forget this day. The infamous Super Gizmo. Oh, it's certainly slow, especially when you're used to the crackhead game that was the beta. Some people even said if you put this shit in 1.5, this is the game we should be playing. I mean, the hit stop is still slow. I don't think it's that bad. I would put it at 125. I defended this clip, by the way. I said it looks slow, but I don't think game speed is everything. Genuinely. I said it might not look great, but I think it'll be okay. I trust the devs. I defended this publicly. I was a Brawl player, though. I don't mind slower games. Coney defending a game, sign of failure. I'm trying to be optimistic, man. Don't forget the first time they showed a match was buried in a thread. Yeah, I forgot about this. They were talking about rollback and net code and all this stuff. And then they put a first time to see a match in a thread. This is the first time we saw a real game. What are you hiding? It looks kind of slow. Yeah, so they show this footage and everybody has to dig to find it. And we're like, this is worrisome. Okay. And then the game comes out. And, there are some problems.
Come on, man. All you.
Uh-oh. I'm starting to think people were not fully playtesting the game. Remember that Iron Giant I talked about earlier? Iron Giant came back, and he had a new infinite every time the game patched. Every single time they got 2 new characters. You got a new Iron Giant rework and a new character, because he would do shit like this. He would just do... Okay, I've never seen the burst one. I've never seen this one. This is a new one to me. By the way, I don't think I made this character's kit enough of a point. I want you guys to understand, this character is 10 times bigger than everybody else. Obviously, this character is going to get comboed to hell. We've seen how slow the game is. So what we're going to do is give this character burst, right? We're going to let him burst out of combos. The problem is that then he could burst not only out of other people's combos and then reverse it and kill them, but also into his own combos to kill immediately. I have a couple of these from Mirror Man. In fact, I have a lot of these. Oh, this is the one I saw. Here's Mirror Man expressing his playstyle.
Oh, it's just... Oh, my God.
Guys, follow Mirror Man, by the way, on Twitter. He's in the chat right now. Go ahead and hit that follow button. Okay, so we have Bugs here doing the Nope, burst out of the combo. So now it's Giant's turn. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I think you're dead. That's double up B into... Oh, just died to the car. All right, yep. He has the Rob arms. This was a tournament match. Good Lord. I could watch Giant clips all day. Oh, here's 2 Giants against each other.
It's like, all right, you're going to get some guaranteed lock-ons, and then from there, we shooting for free.
What? No, what?
Wait, what happened? Where did Giant go? He was at 1. He's at 1. What about this clip?
It 100% works.
They don't
Yeah, you didn't even need 2 on that one. You just needed the 1.
test their fucking characters. I found this in 1 minute.
So consistently,
He's done at 0.
this was 1 minute after the patch. Yeah. So keep in mind, they kept releasing Iron Giant. They would pull him out and they would disable him and be like, all right, y'all, he's fixed. And literally a minute later, a good player would play him and be like, hey, they should have just hired Mirror Man to be the Iron Giant guy. You should have been a contractor specifically for the Iron Giant. And I was mad because my character, who was also broken, by the way, this is a character that's killing at 1. Velma has a move where she throws a book. And the book lowers cooldown, and it does a little bit of damage. And I think now she's 0 to deaths with the book, whatever. But my buddy Malcolm pointed out, he was like, yeah, I was trying to do riffs on Velma, and one of the riffs said you had to do 2 side Bs. And he didn't get to because the cooldown was so high, he didn't get 2 or 3 books. And then I tried it later. Book is down B. Okay, maybe it's that. Regardless, I tried it later, and the book cooldown was so high, you literally couldn't do it. Here's the cooldown. Oh, is it this? 1 minute, 50 seconds. Yes. So I think he had like a 3-minute game. So you throw the book. By the way, that book does 5% and gives you 10% cooldown. By the way, Iron Giant is doing this.
That works.
He's not using cooldowns.
They don't test their fucking character.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing. They just nerfed Velma. They nerfed my character, which, by the way, she deserved to be nerfed. She was broken, and she would have been even more so. But, like, they didn't have an idea of what to do. And while all of this is occurring, and kind of, like, as the game is coming out, and maybe a little bit before, I was getting contacted by, who else? Twitch Rivals, to host a Twitch Rivals event with Void. And I was excited, right? I was like, okay, this is fun. Then I played the game, and I didn't like any of the characters, and I got 14th. By the way, this is in the content creator bracket. What we tried to do was split up the day into the tournament into 2 days. One is day 1, which is the content creator bracket. One is the actual good player bracket. And it was like, oh, I'll probably sweep the content creator bracket because I play the game a lot, and I was good at the original. I did not. I placed below EE, by the way. First time in 2 decades, I think. Let me see my placement. Oh, come on, man. We lost to you. We lost to TK and Tevin. You know what they were doing on Joker? Jab, 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 jab. Remember that shitty player base I was talking about earlier? They're going to come back.
You look like you might be one
Perfect. Yes, it was this. So this is what MultiVersus Neutral turned into. Do you guys remember how earlier I was talking about how MultiVersus was courting a new audience? They were trying to get new people into Smash, like kind of trying to get people who didn't play Smash and making it simpler, right? Making it easier for people to get into. What this actually turned into was multiple characters coming out, and just jab was multiple characters' best move. I want you to understand, this is jab. It's your combo starter. It is your anti-air. This will hit somebody out of the air if they try to jump in. That will take prio. It is your kill confirm. You could do first hit jab into whatever you want. One of Shaggy's kill confirms is first hit jab, turn around, up tilt, up B. You could do quite a lot with jab, so everybody just started doing roll into jab, roll into jab. The reason I bring this up is because remember that bad audience they're courting? People new to the game? They have now painted themselves into a corner because they are teaching their player base, this is neutral. This is what players think fighting games should be, is whiff punish, dash back jab. They just want to back up, run away, jab in the other direction. That's what the game is, because there are no shields. And people are like, oh, well, you could burn them out because they run out of dodges and then they're slow. It didn't matter. This is what the game became. And by the way, who came out after Joker? Was it Jack Smith? Okay, the reason I bring it up is because Joker came out and they were like, oh shit, we made a jab-heavy character that does everything off first hit jab. Sorry, guys, we won't do that again. And then Samurai Jack came out, and he did the same thing! I'm losing my voice on this shit, man. Jab also made you sing.
He has a nut shack jab. Did you guys hear that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Listen
about
to this. It's the nut shack.
Listen, it wasn't all bad. Now you've spoiled what I was going to say later, but now I've already clicked on it, so I have to address it. The reboot wasn't all bad.
It's the nut shack. It's the nut shack. It's the nut shack. Tito, dick, man.
They were pretty cool. The issue here is that MultiVersus created a game where you can't punish because you don't have shield. So they created the whiff punish game where Shaggy gets to set the pace. Joker gets to set the pace, and you have to play by their rules. Shaggy is always going to side B, and you know he's going to side B, so you have to patiently wait for the side B, and then you hit him. A Masher's Paradise? The opposite, actually. I would like a little bit more mashing. It was more that the good characters got to mash, the bad characters didn't get to do anything. And listen, when I say shitty, it's okay to be shitty. It's a new game, it's a new genre, but I would go into these people's streams and they were not Smash players. They were like Mortal Kombat players, and they didn't know how to play platformers, which is fine. It's okay, it's a hard genre. Have you seen people trying to play Rivals of Aether? I totally get it. But these people didn't know how to play these games. But they were learning, and what they were learning was run away, dash back, jab. You could jab in the opposite direction and then turn around and hit them anyway. And PFG were stuck now because they had to cater to that player base because they're player first. I think I genuinely think catering to this new player base put them in a position where they couldn't win, because you can't make the game harder or more complex. And then later they were like adding shields. I don't have any clips of that, but like they were adding shields which just suggested like, hey, we don't know what to do. When you add stuff like shields into the game, it's just like, I don't fucking know what, let's try this. Like, you don't have a design vision. This was the most recent character added to the game. Yeah, so I don't know Marceline or Raven. I don't know how they were. I heard Raven was very well designed. Hey, did you see what combo started this? I don't know what this character does, but I'm gonna take a guess. Is that jab? All right. Oh, wait a minute. The Rick Tickle.
They really care.
This is Rick's special ultimate.
They really care. Oh my god.
I don't know how he did that, bro. Superman. I'm not joking. I'm going to miss Superman so much. I miss the shit. I love this character. This character is such a piece of shit, but he is so funny. I thought Superman didn't kill. That's why Clark Kent was so funny. Superman would be talking about how he's fighting for justice, and then he would just grab you and kill you at 10. He would pretend to be a Boy Scout. It was so... I fucking love him. Did you hear about the official guide's audio issues they never fixed? No.
What's going on, everyone? It's your community manager, Nakat, and today is a very special day.
Dude, what? I always was shocked when they had, like, the character spotlights and they would, like, show stuff, and it was, like, clearly, like, I don't know, in somebody's bedroom or something. Not to say that, like, it felt cheap. You don't want your game to feel that way when you have so much money and polish and shit behind it. Like,
What's going on, everybody?
wait, did nobody bring it up from then to now? This came out in November.
What's going on, everybody?
This came out in December. You had a month. It just suggests to me that, like, nobody cares. Nobody's playtesting it. Nobody's watching these. What that suggests to me is that it's not that nobody cares. It's that nobody has the time for it. Maybe they're so busy fixing Iron Giant and taking out Infinites that they don't have time to do this shit. And that's what I think is going on. It suggests to me a team that, like, I don't want to suggest that, like, these people don't care. I don't want to say that nobody cares about making the game, because I do think people are trying their best, but I think that, like, they're just spread too thin. Candidly, some people on the MultiVersus team reached out to me, and they're like, hey, we know you've had issues with the game. Just wanted to know what your thoughts were, if there's anything we could fix. I'm a jackass. I'm a piece of shit. I did not respond, even though it was a friend of mine who I do like. But it was something that, like, even if I did say what it was, it would not have been adjusted. I think they were trying. I think it was a dev team that was doing their best, but I think they were assailed on all fronts. And by the way, we've talked about this game for an hour and a half. We haven't even touched the monetization. We have not spoken for 10 minutes on how they tried to make money or unlocking characters. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you unlock characters now, so that's why I didn't want to talk about it, because they kept changing it. By the way, what we're talking about MultiVersus, I never got my Scary Night banner back. They said everything would transfer. Everything did not transfer. Some people bought the $100 Founders Edition with the gold name, and it didn't transfer. And when you told them, they were like, it's there. I had friends who were like, yeah, I bought the Founders Pack, and you would contact Warner Brothers, and they would be like, oh, it's coming. And if it's not coming, it's already on your account. I see it. They refunded some people for the Founders Pack earlier. Okay, well, maybe that's part of it. I don't know. You know what's so sad? The trailer for Jason and for, like, the villains thing, one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Their marketing was dog ass up until 3 days before. I don't know about this trailer, but the villains trailer they had with Agent Smith and stuff, it was like, oh, fuck, this is awesome. Didn't this get leaked to you on stream? Yeah, people were leaking everything. This trailer is so fucking good. Top to bottom, this represents, like, a vision of what the game could have been, right? It's kiddie, right? But it's a kiddie genre. It's for children, right? It's Bugs Bunny and Velma. It's cartoon characters. It is perfect. And this shot, if it wasn't leaked, is insane. If this didn't get leaked, I would have screamed. That's such a cool drop. You are crazy. It looks so corporate. How do you care about this? It's so lame. That's the fucking point, is it's corporate. The point is that this big corporation cares about their characters and about the players, and you get to play this. I think this paired with the beta represents what the vision should have been, which is this bold new idea for what the genre could be and what the characters could be in this fighting game. I think that those things paired together, I believed in. I bought in. I believed it. That's crazy. This shit was dead from the start. I know. But I really wanted it to work. And it wasn't something where I was like, I was honest about my thoughts the whole way through. Like, it wasn't something where I was like coping and trying to convince people to buy it or play it. I promise I'm not a shill. I'm right there with you guys. So one of the things that I didn't bring up that I really wanted to is I think when it comes to, like, the game going offline and then coming back, I think a lot of people thought that the game was dead on arrival, right? That nobody would care. But they did. They got another chance. This is unbelievable to me. What I want you guys to understand is day one, 150,000 people played it. They had a Germa sponsor, like they had Hassan playing it, they had XQC playing it, they had Ludwig playing it, they had the biggest stream, Pokimane, I think. They had the biggest streamers on the platform playing it. They were paying likely, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars. This time, to my knowledge, they didn't. I could be wrong. I don't think many people got paid, if any, for the reboot, which means that this was maybe a little bit more organic. But I just wanted to point out that MultiVersus, this peak was on relaunch, and dude, it's still good. But unfortunately, a few months later, this is in April, this news broke. I can't believe they said this. This is a slow backslide into hell. You don't, when you are weak, appear strong. When you are strong, appear weak. This is Art of War shit, man. Warner Brothers, why would you say it? So yeah, they said that it's going bad, but hey, they were still doing marketing. Is that Bugs Bunny on the ice? The music is killing me. Why? This is before the game came out again, by the way. This was in April. The game came back out at the end of April in like early May. They kept doing marketing when you couldn't play the game. If I was a kid and I got the Happy Meal toy, I couldn't download the game at home. This has to be one of the most fumbled bags of all time. I said this near the beginning of the stream. I will never forget the way that I felt and the hope that was in my heart when I heard both Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers in general were both taking a shot at a Plat Fighter. I thought, okay, one of these will hit. And then I heard about Nickelodeon 2 again at a summit, and I was like, that'll hit. They'll fix it. Nobody can do it. Honestly, I saw somebody in chat say that Maximilian Dude thought this would be the new sort of the wave for Plat Fighters and fighting games in general, which is like free model, unlock characters with money. He thought that would be it. Do you know what I thought it would be? I thought all you have to do is make Melee and put it on Steam. I said, make Melee, put it on Steam, people will play it. I was also wrong. I say this to say nobody has the answer. I'm not trying to like talk about MultiVersus and shit on the game and be like, oh, I could have done better. I couldn't. Nobody knows. Warner Brothers shifts focus from MultiVersus to Fortnite. This is the first time reading this. I just saw it. Warner Brothers are aiming to do more collabs with other games, including Fortnite. Yeah, that's better. That's safer. Bugs Bunny with a gun. Fuck yeah. Unfortunately, this means that we're all coalescing into the big game. This is like how we used to have 100 websites and now we have 5. We used to have 100 games, and now Fortnite is a racing game and a music game, and it has MultiVersus. I think Fortnite's fine as a platform for a media universe. I do think it obviously has some complications, and like there are going to be issues down the line, but I get why people do it. Fortnite platform fighter would go dummy. I wonder if anybody's going to touch it now. Honestly, I think that, is this genre just cursed? I would never touch this. I don't know what the answer is. I used to think it was Icons. I thought MultiVersus nailed it. But again, like, imagine being a Smash player right now. And it's like, you don't know when, if ever, Smash 6 comes out. And it might be Ultimate Deluxe. That's scary. Actually, I didn't even read this, and I wanted to. Let's have a little boring session. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention this in the video. The last 2 characters are Aquaman and Lola Bunny. Ugh. TK made a good point. They should just unlock all cosmetics when they turn off the game, right? They should just let you play as any skin or whatever. But I guess if you bought it, you'd be mad that people get it for free. But it's not like they could play it online. Read the Season 5 FAQ. Did they talk about it? Why is the final decision was not made lately? All of us have put our heart and soul in the multiverse, creating a unique social and cooperative experience. We're very proud of the game we built. We're incredibly thankful. Your passion and enthusiasm has been unmatched. That didn't answer the question. We said why, and they said, bro, we love this game. We did our best. MultiVersus is gone. I don't have a funny ending or a clip or anything to show, but I do think it's sad. I think it's sad we lost it. I would like to think we could live in a world where multiple platform fighters could survive all at once.